Hi.
Hi, there you are. Like that. You feel a lower bump, that's the cricoid cartilage, and the bigger bump is the thyroid cartilage. And if you hold your fingers here and you swallow, you feel something moving up. So that's your larynx. Imagine you're pulling down something heavy. Do you feel something contracting at the back?
Yes.
That's your
Also in my
lats.
throat.
Yeah.
Under the shoulder blades.
Yeah, under the shoulder blades. We've been sitting and listening to nerdy things. So if you put your hands around the ribs here, and then you exhale, is a buzzing sound. So you go like bzzz, and keep your thumb in your navel, and just focus on what's going on under your navel. But it's a gradual movement.
Yeah, but it has to stay moving. That's what you're saying.
Yes, it has to stay moving.
Okay.
Have neutral as a non-metallic mode, which is a kind of a soft sound. Could sound, for instance, like this. And I can also take off the air, and then it would be a little bit louder. So you get a little bit more volume. Keep the bite. It might be one thing that might help would be to imagine that you're making the back wall of your mouth, you're tightening it up, and you're pulling it up. Like that. Again, think about this wall in front of you or a hand in front of you, and the air is not allowed to touch the hand, but you're actually pulling air back in. Yeah, try it without the air. Nice. How about more support?
For me, more support.
Okay.
And more relaxation.
So I would think of it as we hold our breath back through a movement. If we just think of holding our breath, we'll probably just constrict and not move anything. So
yeah, nice, great. So you're mentioning a lot of muscles, and we're actually going to have a look at them. Like I like to call them the helper muscles. Good. Cool. And I hear things like diaphragm, belly button, but I also really like it that you say the ground that I stand on, and that's supporting me, because we're going to talk about support in the context of breath support, but support can mean so many different things for different people. So we could talk about postural support, or we could talk about what Estrella said, grounding. Video that I sent you. It's an exercise for shaping the vowels with the tongue instead of the lips. So why don't we share some thoughts on how that went?
Yeah, well, it's been really helpful, and especially with some of the neutral singing, because then once I went through with all the tongue positions, I was able to sing at that softer volume and not run into constriction. So that was pretty cool. And then notice when it was really helpful.
Great. Sometimes I've noticed when I work with singers, they get frustrated about not getting an exercise to work well. But what we actually should be looking at is they kind of skipped a part, and they should be looking at learning the skill first. A skill could be learning how to raise your soft palate. And if you haven't spent time working that skill and you're jumping straight into exercises, and you read in the book, for instance, in the CVT book, you'll read often it's beneficial to raise your soft palate. But if you never spend time practicing the skill of raising your soft palate, it might be more tricky. Can you follow that thought?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a vocal coach myself. I studied at the conservatory. I'm from Holland, by the way. I studied at the conservatory, I think, 4 years ago.
I took 7 years in private tutoring. I actually want to perform with this voice, and I don't know how I'm going to go about that either.
Yeah, I've been singing professionally for many years. I sing music from Latin America, from Cuba, from Brazil, and I like to explore different ways to use my voice. I think then you can touch people more, and it's about touching people, and it's about letting go. And I think once you have the tools, you can let go and you know, reach people out.
I've been singing. I'm 25, and I've been singing since I was about 13. And when I first started singing, I could not match pitch. I had a lot of constriction. So I went all the way from that to winning some competitions in high school, and then I got my degree in singing. But I felt really unsatisfied with what I was being taught in voice lessons, because I was not given any clear details of what works and what doesn't work. And I also felt really stuck with singing only classical music and knowing how to sing classical. So when I found CVT about a year and a half ago, I like opened it up and started reading, and I started crying because I was like, this is what I've been looking for over a decade. And it explained a lot of things. So I'm having a lot of fun. My main thing that I'm working on right now is neutral with light, sound, color, and this is the first time in my life that that's actually going well. So,
Yay!
yeah. So I'm just excited to be here.
Cool.
Where are you at, Chris? Where is Chris at? What city?
Austin.
Texas.
You're where?
Austin.
Austin, Texas.
Yes.
I don't believe it. That's where I live. That's where my mom lives.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I mean, it's incredible. Okay.
So it's a small world.
It is.
After all. You won't believe it.